Okay, so the last thing I want to add to this would be the shadows and the highlights. So highlights are going to be on shiny things like painted metal like this. So we have a highlight here, some highlights up the rails here, and a little bit of a, let's see if I can move that up, a little highlight here at the bottom of the rail. And then also shadows. So let's zoom out, look at these shadows. So I have we're looking at cast shadows. Okay. The buildings themselves have shadows on them, so this side is in shadow, this side is in light, but we can accomplish this effect with color changes, so I can make a darker brown here and a lighter brown here. But cast shadows have an outline to them, so you can see this part is cast here onto the side of the building, and it's cast on the ground and then on the side of the building. This one's cast on the side of the building, this one's on the side of the building and on the ground, and this one's on the ground and up the stairs. Okay. We also have some cast shadow on this building and on this building. So we're looking for those cast shadows, and we're going to have to trace those as well. So we're going to trace the highlights and the cast shadows next. Let me zoom in, and I'm going to remove the photo real quick so you don't see that. Bring back in the handrail. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So I drew the handrail, and now I'm going to introduce the highlights. So here are the highlights here and here, and one here. I didn't do all of them. I only did the most obvious highlights. And if I remove them, you can see it looks flat. Now it looks three-dimensional. So it just adds a light sense of three-dimensionality into the shape. Okay. And then let's zoom out again. And here is the image has a sense of three-dimensional illusion to it, but watch what happens when I introduce the shadows. Let's see if I can do this. Whoops, wrong one. Here we go. So here are the shadows, and all these shadows are shapes that I drew, and then I added transparency to them. So let me ungroup them. So I'm going to go to V, click here. I'm going to ungroup these, and I want you to see then what happens. Let me ungroup these as well. Okay, so if I take off the, see here's the opacity I've set to 50%. This is really just a black shape. So if I go to 100% opacity, so it's really just a black shape, but when I look through it, I've drawn it like where it lies, along the edge, wherever it's cast. I draw it, and then I add that 50% opacity. Oops. Let's try that again. And you can see you get that illusion of a cast shadow from the building. It adds to the color that's underneath of it, so you get the right color. The shadow's black, which is pretty much what you're going to get. So when I add the shadows, that's how I'm doing it all around. You're going to have to layer them according to whether they're behind an object or in front of another object. So notice though, when I drew this, I drew it as one shadow all the way around, up around this edge and back down, and then I stuck it behind the handrail. Okay, so I just ordered it different. Again, up here, same thing. I have drawn that black shape all the way around, and it goes over two different other parts here. Same with this little one up here. Um, okay, lastly is the colors that you choose to put on your buildings. What I want you to do is select a highlight color and a shadow color. So basically, here's what I did. I turned on this picture. I sampled, if you want, you can even make a color palette box over here. So I'm going to make a little color box over here on the left side. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool. So select eye, select the color I want, and that's my shadow color. Okay. Draw another rectangle here. Select the eye tool, select my highlight color. So now I have two colors. I'm going to use this on all of the shadow walls, and I'm going to use this on all the highlight walls. Now sometimes you're going to have to create a third color because look, I have a darker shadow here and a lighter shadow here. So I might want to make a couple more of these. So here is another box. I'm going to use my eyedropper tool. We'll select a slightly darker brown. And I'm going to do one more for up under here. Okay, so you get all these little different shadow colors. You can also change colors. I made my handrails purple. They're brown and black in this, so that's another way to go. Let's see, I'm going to remove the picture real quick so you can see, whoops, wrong thing. So you can see what I did. Okay, and you can see the colors match pretty good. I also had one other color for the brick wall here. It was a slightly different color. Okay, I think that should cover everything. Good luck with this one. Oh yeah, we have one more video. I'm going to show you how to make the words in perspective.